Hi, this is JP here from LeanWisdom. Welcome back to Weekend Stories. This weekend story is going to be an interesting, positive story. How we have done a safe transformation, starting with a leading safe training. Right. So one of my participants who did leading safe with me the weekend, he called me one fine day and said, "Hey JP, we are looking at a leading safe training within our organization. Can you come and do that?" I said, "Sure, why not?" And then I asked him, "What's the purpose of this?" He said, "We want to do leading safe training because the leaders of this group, right? It's a large group within a much bigger, large enterprise. The leaders of this group want to validate if SAFE is the right framework for their product." Then further I went ahead with to understand the context. He said it's the last 1.5 years that they're trying to make a release and they're not able to make a release. Okay, sure. Then I got a chance to talk to the leader of the group, and he said how much is a struggle for them to make a release and somehow it's not happening. And he said, "I kind of looked at the framework and I think SAFE may help us, but I want to validate." Right? Sure. And we fixed a date for a leading SAFE training. This leader who's supposed to attend, he said, "There is something critical for me in the business side of it, and can I skip, but the rest of my leadership will be available?" I told him no. Right? See, it is very important for you to be here. It's okay to postpone the training, but you be part of this, because it's very important that you understand by yourself, right? You need to experience this. He said, "Sure." And he postponed the training by 1 full month. Yeah, the leading SAFE got postponed by 1 full month, and a month later, we all came together for a leading SAFE workshop. This one leading SAFE workshop was attended by 15 participants, the leaders across this organization. And this is the only time that I have done a leading SAFE workshop for 4 full days. Right? Typically, leading SAFE takes 2 days. Those who have gone through leading SAFE, you will know. It's a 2 days of workshop. We start with business agility. We go through the SAFE principles, the mindset, agile values principles, SAFE principles, and so on. And then we go with the backlog management, PI planning. All of these together you can complete in 2 days. But it went for 4 days. Why? Every topic that we talk, the 2 top leaders will bring this concept and discuss, "Hey, let us discuss how do we implement this in our product," right? They were super interested in really putting every theory into practical implementation. And that was actually a very motivational for me, because typically it doesn't happen like that, right? So the leaders come and attend and then they go, and then sometimes you don't even hear, right, whether they want to implement or not. Many times we implement, which is compromised. Here, the leaders were very interested in understanding every concept and see how we can put it in our organization so that we are better. This also led to another part where one set of the leaders who are attending this training were aligned with the top leadership. "Yes, I think this is great, we should do that." Right? They were super aligned. There are few leaders within the group, they are completely against it. "Oh no, this will not work. Right? This is all theory, right? And I have not seen it. Such things, it doesn't work." Heated conversation in the 2 days of training, right? Which went for 4 days. After 2 days of training, where we came to the midpoint of the training, right? We could not complete in the end of second day. I spoke to this top leader and said, "Hey, how does it work for you till now? Does it make sense?" Right? Because you need to make a decision. I can't make a decision, right? I'm here to empower that knowledge, right, to you, and then now you need to make a decision whether SAFE is the right thing. He said, "JP, whatever we went through till now, I feel this will work. Definitely it will work." Right? I said, "Can you please communicate this to your rest of the leaders? But I see that there are 2 parts, and we've spent a lot of time discussing, right, which are sometimes not required." Third day morning, he said, he came to the meeting, the training, and he said, "Guys, before we start the training, I want to just speak for 5 minutes. And then he said, "How nice is this framework till now, whatever I've gone through? I think I'm convinced that we should implement." Right? And then he said, "I need your support, guys. Right? Let's all look at this. Instead of asking a question, will it work? Let us ask a question, how do we make it work?" Perspective changed, right? The top leader making such a kind of a context, setting a context, and then we continue with the training. After that, questions came, but not really asking, "Oh, this will not work," right? Or questioning the fundamentals of Lean Agile thinking. But how do we make it work? right? One or two people became very silent, and the people who wanted to implement, they were continue with the energy. But it worked. We finished the training in 4 days, almost 3.5 days. Very next week, we did a value stream workshop, right? Because they have a couple of product lines, so we did a value stream workshop, and we identified for one operational value stream to the development value stream. We identified one development value stream and identified one art to launch, which is very critical, right? We identified this art based on the leadership support of that art, how critical is for the business, how much they are struggling, right? Is the clear product line defined, right? And things like that. With all these parameters, we picked one art that we want to launch. We went ahead with the art launch. What did we do? Again, we did a training for the teams. Like we did art leaders went through training, product managers, product owners went through the training, scrum masters were trained, architects were trained, the team members were trained. We went through all these formal learnings, right? I myself did that, all of this. And we also went ahead, we came up with a very nice, beautiful art launch plan, right? Between now and the PA planning, what and all we need to do, right? How are we going to get ready with the vision roadmap? How are we going to get ready with this backlog structure, right? What is the architectural runway for us? How do we identify technical debts and then we start injecting in a PA planning? How are you going to bring the organization together? All of this, right? In these discussions, I also realized, right, to build this particular one product and release, it is not only the software team that need to come and then deliver value, it is also the 14 departments need to come together. It is a software, like you have architects, you have engineering teams and so on, all of them, product management, right, deployment team, all of them are required. On top of that, we also needed support from the teams like, for example, compliance team, quality team, security architects, who are externals, right? Backend integration team, SAP integration team, for example, Razorpay, right, for the payment gateway, right? There was one team which was taking care of a payment gateway part of it. So, like this, there are 14 departments that we had to connect to. Legal, for example, right? All of them need to be connected, and they all need to work together to deliver this value. I'll give you one example, right? Why they could not release, right? There are many examples which we resolved over a period. One example I'll give you. So this product comes with a EULA agreement, right? End user license agreement. There is a beautiful screen that comes up where the user will accept or deny, right? Do you accept this agreement? If they accept, then they're allowed to go forward, and then they can do a lot of transactions and so on in the product, right? This is an online portal system. Now, I need a content for end user license agreement. Where will this content come from? Legal. Correct? Now, who should get this content? The legal department of this organization. So we approached the legal team. They said, oh, we have a lot of things to do. You come after 6 months, right? Then we explained the problem. Hey, because you are not able to give one-page content, how much is the loss for the company? Because we're not able to go to the product. We're not able to go and release this product to the market. The head of legal understood. He said, okay, let me help you out. We got the content. Like this, we needed the invoicing, right? We needed some input from invoicing team, procurement team, and so on. And without their knowledge, we're not able to do this work, right? We can't deliver. Because organization has certain standards that invoicing has to be done like this, procurement has to be done like this, negotiation has to be done like this, right? And we brought them, we built a system with their support. Backlog got created because of these teams, right? So when all of them aligned, all of them came to the PA planning together, we had a very fantastic planning. A true cross-domain organization in a PA planning that I saw. First PA planning. Quick win for me, right? And not only for me, for the whole organization. Right? They have never come together like this in the past. First time they came like this. We did a PA planning. We had a goal that we will release something by end of this PA, at least one feature, right? Remember, the context is that till in the last 1.5 to 2 years, they were not able to make a release, and now we are trying to make a small feature release by end of this PA, right? This was my request to the leaders that, hey, can we take one line of a code to the production? Let's test this whole value stream, whole pipeline, right? Let's test this. Let's see what happens, right? And they were okay with that. We started working on it. end of a PI, we were able to release one API. It was not easy, right? Building the teams as agile teams, incrementally integrating, doing a system demo, right? And then finally having a deployment and release at the end of the PI with one API was a big deal that time. But somehow we managed, right? And it went out with a good quality, right? With the multi-layer definition of done, everything was done correct. When we released, right, one API, one customer bought this API for a value which is less than $1. Let me repeat, yeah. The customer who bought this API, the customer paid to this company less than $1. That was a big celebration, right? The leader of this group celebrated. We had a dinner party and so on. So I was asking this leader, like, are you celebrating too early, right? Because you're like throwing money. Like, he said, JP, you have no idea how much we struggled to get here where we are today. Last 1.5 years we could not do that, and now we are able to do that. This is the power of lean agile thinking, right? I was like, wow, right? It was a great intrinsic motivation for me that yes, this framework works and we are able to deliver, right? After that, we launched art over art over art, multiple art launches we did. We got super busy with multiple implementations, and there were enough challenges. I'm not saying that everything was green, everything was smooth. There were enough challenges. However, we brought this organization from wherever they were to a new state where they are able to release end of the PI one release. Second PI, we made 2 releases for the same art. Okay. Third PI, 4 releases. Today, the same art after a couple of years, they are able to release approximately 10 to 15 times easily in a PI. Their goal is every day. Did they achieve that ultimate goal of releasing every day? Not yet. Did they make a progress? Absolutely yes. They made a progress from not able to release for the last 1.5 years to 10-15 releases in a PI, which is 2.5 months. So you can imagine at least once in a week they are able to release, right? And with high quality. They are able to release with quality. It brought a lot of energy. There's so much of learning. There's a lot of empowerment at the team level, decentralization, right? The ownership, quite a few things that change. And the great thing is, though it is few years since I moved out, even today when I meet these leaders, right? Hey, how are you? They start laughing and say that what drama we did, JP, those days, right? It was so fun to look back and see how much we went through, right? What we went through to reach the stage where we are today, right? I thought I'll share this story with you so that you can learn something and have a little fun in my experience, yeah? Thank you so much. Let's meet next weekend.